Gearbox Software's Battleborn is out today and promises to be the developer's biggest title till date. When you talk about Gearbox Software though, it's amazing to note the kinds of games the studio has been involved with. Founded in 1999 by Randy Pitchford, Brian Martell, Stephen Ball, Landon Montgomery, and Rob Hieronymus, Gearbox first rose to fame for its involvement with Valve Corporation's Half-Life. It developed the Opposing Force and Blue Shift expansions and was also responsible for porting Half-Life to the PlayStation 2 and Dreamcast, which was unfortunately cancelled. Over time, Gearbox branched out into features for other ports like custom maps and mods for Halo Combat Evolved on PC, along with the PC version of James Bond 007 Nightfire. The company's first original game would be Brothers in Arms Road to Hill 30, which drew praise for its squad management features and enemy AI. Two more sequels would follow with Brothers in Arms Earned in Blood in 2005 and Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway in 2008. However, in 2007, Gearbox would unveil what would become its most successful game with Borderlands. Of course, a year later, Gearbox would announce a deal with Sega to develop Aliens Colonial Marines. We'll get to that in a bit. Borderlands was an unprecedented success when it launched in 2009, selling 2 million copies within 2 months and 4.5 million units within its lifetime. How strongly did it cement Gearbox's position? There was actually a point in time where Activision asked Gearbox to develop its next Call of Duty title. The latter refused since it meant playing by the series' rules, which didn't pose much of a real challenge according to Pitchford. The developer would also announce that it acquired Duke Nukem Forever, the long-in-development FPS from 3D Realms that was reportedly vaporware. The somewhat finished state of Duke Nukem Forever prompted Gearbox to release it with some polish in 2011, and despite average reviews on the state of its quality, it netted a good amount of profit for Take-Two Interactive. Gearbox noted that its acquiring of the Duke Nukem IP wasn't just for Duke Nukem Forever, and that the franchise would likely re-emerge somewhere down the line. Speaking of re-emerging, Borderlands 2 would be announced in 2011 and released in September 2013. It was an even bigger success than the original, selling 8.5 million copies by February 2014. As of August 2015, Borderlands 2 has sold 13 million copies, and the franchise as a whole had 26 million units sold by then. Another follow-up, Borderlands the Pre-Sequel, would arrive in 2014 courtesy of 2K Australia and would do reasonably well with critics despite many pointing out that it should have been an expansion pack. We would also see Gearbox teaming up with Telltale Games for Tales from the Borderlands, whose first season concluded in October 2015 to much critical praise.
Hi.
Things weren't going so well for Gearbox in 2013, however. Aliens Colonial Marines was courting its fair share of controversy due to its below-average quality. It was later revealed through sources that Gearbox had outsourced the work for the game to different studios, causing the game to release in an unfinished state. A class action lawsuit was filed in April 2013 against Gearbox and Sega for misleading demos of the game, and Pitchford's comments on the matter, including that the advertising for the game was solely Sega's fault, didn't help either. There was some good news though. Gearbox would acquire the rights to the Homeworld franchise, and along with re-releasing Homeworld 1 and 2, it would take on Blackbird Interactive to create Homeworld Deserts of Karak, which released earlier this year. Despite hints of another Borderlands, Gearbox would announce Battleborn in 2014. Billed as a hero shooter, Battleborn apparently took gameplay elements from a cancelled project called Furious 4. The game evoked Borderlands style of dark humor while incorporating multiple playable heroes, MOBA-esque gameplay modes, and an extensive co-op campaign. Battleborn is currently available for the Xbox One, PS4, and PC. The future of Gearbox seems fairly well-to-do. Pitchford and his team have announced that the next Borderlands will begin development once Battleborn and its DLC are finished. Will it be Borderlands 3 or something bigger? Whatever the case may be, Gearbox has proven over nearly 2 decades that regardless of trends and controversies, there truly is no rest for the wicked.